Yo!
Hey,
What's going
Yeah.
on?
What's up, boys?
what's
Hey, guys.
up?
The
How's it
boys are back in town.
The
Everybody's got a
boys.
background. Woo!
Hey,
look
we
at
all
that.
got backgrounds
Wow.
now. Look at that.
Dang. That's pretty neat.
That is pretty neat.
How are you guys
Good to see
doing?
your faces, guys.
How's your Friday been?
Good.
Oh, busy. Lot of emails in the morning, which is good. Some good projects coming up, but
They
man,
weren't even
it's
from
been-
me.
huh?
The emails weren't even from me. Or were
Oh
they?
yeah.
You know, some sprinkled their way in there, Sean. They always do. They always do.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Little sprinkles.
Well,
How you
thanks
guys
everyone
doing?
for joining today. This is awesome. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the first episode of Question and Hang. Love the name, Kev.
Thank you.
Question and Hang. Well, we're going to talk about everything collectible. So if you have questions, we're just going to keep it an open discussion
Mhm.
about anything collectible, digital, physical, VHS tapes,
Yep.
stamps. We're going to talk about stamp stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Finally. Ooh, my stamp collection.
Yeah. But first, we want to definitely announce some things, including we had this giveaway for this awesome Thor card, 1994 Marvel Universe God of Thunder Marvel card PSA graded 8. It was a giveaway that we launched last week, and we officially have a winner. So we're going to announce the winner today. And the winner is great surprise.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, this is a tweet
Yeah.
that he posted today about hitting level 56. So I thought it'd be a good
Oh,
combination
wow.
of him.
Congrats.
Nice.
Congrats on winning Grandison.
Yeah, congrats,
Yeah.
Grandison. We've met Grandison a few times in person. He's a really awesome guy. It was super awesome to see him win this this card, and congratulations to
Yeah.
him. Really cool, and also congratulations for hitting level 56. That is a quite an
Yeah,
accomplishment.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not even level 50.
I think I'm right around there. I think I'm
You're doing great.
Ooh,
or something like that.
I'm there.
Right there.
I'm here.
So awesome. And also, we have a new bounty
Yeah.
out for this Saturday. VeVe is dropping the first series of the Peter Pan digital collectibles, and we're putting a bounty out for $500 for mint 1953 of Hook. It's interesting because some of the comments people have been saying, well, this isn't the first appearance first appearance digital collectible. So why are you putting a bounty out for this mint number? Well, we put a lot of value in these specific mint numbers that are connected to the collectibles. And this is the year that the film was released. And this is the only 1953 mint of the entire collection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. And while we look at this in our eyes as a one of one and one that we would love to add to our personal collection for that reason.
Yeah. You were very, very excited about the publishing mint numbers. That's definitely
publishing.
Collect. We have a ton of them in our collection already, and we're trying to grow the stack.
We want to have all of them if we can.
Catch them all.
Tell us your publishing mints.
Yeah.
We have a bounty up. So we have a bounty up for this one. If you end up hitting 1953 for Hook, Captain Hook this Saturday, please let us know. We'd love to buy it from you. As always, if you can get more, great, but that's our bounty out for this collectible. Yeah. And next, we want to remind everybody that we also have a bounty out for this Xenomorph 1979, which is the last mint in the collection, and also the year of the film release for Aliens. You got a little double value there.
Yep.
So we have a $1,500 bounty out for this one. According to Stacker, it has not been minted yet. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So hopefully it gets minted because we'd love to buy this one too.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a really nice collectible. Kev, what are your thoughts on the 3D model?
It's actually really good. They actually did a really good job at the staying pretty accurate to the way it looks in like the first film, especially, which is pretty nice because a lot of like people model it after like the Aliens and later films, whereas this one's actually modeled after the original like Alien one. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I know that the community is really excited about this one, and it's I think it's sold about 30 or 40% of the supply. But people are still buying it. Yeah, I remember our good friend Mark of the podcast just announced he got his 400th set. Mark Wynn. 400th set. This is the collectible that he bought in the store to hit number 400. So congrats to him, man. That's incredible. That's incredible. Wow. And then, of course, another bounty. This is our last one, I promise, guys. This one we upped it up from 1,000 to 2,500. This one apparently still has not been minted as well. I checked again this morning.
Oh wow,
it's been minted according to Stacker. So great resource, by the way. I've been obsessed with Stacker. I've been using Stacker like crazy. If you haven't used it yet, definitely use it. I've attached what's even better is you can attach your account. And you can see like where you are in terms of rankings for the entire ecosystem. You can see what sets you haven't completed. So I was able to buy like 80 gems to complete. I think it was like 7 or 8 sets and like 20 collectibles, something like that, in under 20 minutes. Like that was awesome. That was so awesome, and that was kind of my introduction to, because I've used Stacker a little bit, but I haven't really dived deep into it. And man, I'm so impressed. And this is
it's a platform. Yeah, I'm excited for more functionalities to come out and be able to like, I don't know, when you're able to make offers on other people's collectibles and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure all that's coming soon.
Yeah, you're not able to purchase within the app yet. I think that's going to change though because of how it's going to be connected with Omi potentially. But I mean, offers, man. I'm so excited for that because they don't even have that on Candy Digital. We're going to talk about Detective Comics 31 in a bit, but offers are going to be huge, man. Because I've seen some comics that are sitting there just a little bit above my budget, and I'm like, I'd love to make an offer for that, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like they should have offers. They should do that. They should have offers, whether it's for gems, fiat, or no, probably not fiat, but crypto, but also even for other collectibles. Like I'll trade you these 4 collectibles for this one. Don't they have that on Wax? That option on Wax?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can do like really complex trades. You can do collectibles plus cryptocurrency for one collectible, or for just crypto. You do some like pretty complex trades. Yeah, I mean the functionality is there. Like I don't think it's that difficult of a thing to actually do and execute. It's just only a matter of time before we get it. We're just another feature that is definitely on the way. I mean, it's the company is founded by true collectors and people who understand the space and what collectors want in their experience. So they know that people want it. I'm sure they want it too. So it's coming eventually.
Yeah, it'll come eventually. They're just building out so many things right now and creating an ecosystem that's brand new. And it's slowly but surely it's gonna get there. But I'm excited for that for sure. That's gonna be really, really cool. And then, of course, Detective Comics 31 dropped on Candy Digital. Did you guys go for it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Max minted.
Kevin?
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
Yeah, we're still friends.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot this was happening.
Classic.
And then I saw everyone's like tweets or texts come in. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, this is a really cool comic because this is what I believe this is the second cover of Batman ever. The first one, of course, is Detective Comics 27, which is the first appearance of Batman, came out in 1939. And then the second couple issues after that, I don't think had Batman on the cover. I could be wrong, and if I am, apologize. But regardless, this is considered one of the best covers by Bob King, one of the best covers of DC Comics ever. It's definitely up there for sure. And it's so scarce. This comic doesn't exist in physical format. It's 63 copies, 63 blue labels. That's wild. Incredibly scarce.
Just like, I actually love Batman.
Prove it. But I would say it's interesting because if you look at the value on Go Collect, here's according to Go Collect, and it's really cool. It's not just a classic Batman cover, and this was released in 1939, but it's also the first appearance of the Batplane and the Batarang, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
yeah, kind of fun.
Nice.
But yeah, right here it says right there 63 graded blue labels. That means the book is entirely intact. There's 107 total, which is probably like mostly restoration. Yeah, right here 40 restorations. That's purple labels. Sometimes there's like touch-ups on the cover, trimming sometimes, which is the kiss of death. But reinforced staples, things like that. I don't think purple labels are a bad thing at all especially for Grail comics.
Especially a book like this where there's so few of them. It's like there's only 100 of them out there. It's like sometimes you just gotta stuff up and take the purple label.
Yeah, exactly. However, the only time that I will say that a purple label will destroy it for me is if it's trimmed.
It's trimmed,
because the only reason why it's trimmed is there's foul play.
Yeah,
it means that the people whoever owned that comic tried to trim it to cheat the system and try to improve the grade, and it's hard. You can't get away with that, and it's sad because it ruins the integrity of the comic. It's sad. And there's so few of them out there, so yeah, it's unfortunate, but it does happen. But yeah, the lowest grade right now is obviously a 0.5 that sold for $20,400 in 2020. One of the most recent sales this year was for 2.5. It sold for $90,000. And then obviously the 8.0 is the highest one, which apparently hasn't sold publicly, which probably be even right now $1 to $2 million comic. Probably.
Yeah. A huge book,
which is incredible. So you combine that, 63 total editions. We'll just disregard the frustration. Even 100. We'll say 100. Out of the 2,000 total editions on Candy, that's only 2,100 comics of this in existence. And it's interesting. This is where I'm so curious how it's going to play out over the next decade. How people are going to put value on these digital comics, and we're still getting a lot of hate for comparing physical value to digital, but they're the same IP. It's the same comic in digital format. They acknowledge that it was released in 39. That this is just another way to invest in the original comic. But I think
also we're not saying that these digital comics will ever catch up in price to the physical. It's not going to happen. But
I mean, I'm not saying don't say never. Don't say never. I wouldn't say never, man. Honestly, it's hard to say. It's so okay. So I'm not saying it will happen.
Let's get into this, Sean.
Kevin, I love you to be like the mediator,
moderator,
mediate the situation and moderate in moderation. But the reason why I think there could potentially be the digitals could catch up, even surpass physicals. And again, I'm not confirming anything. Anything is possible at this point. 20 years ago, who would have thought Bitcoin would be worth what it is today? 15 years ago, So I'm just saying the reason why I think it has opportunity to do that is because of accessibility. You have a lot of those physical comic books that are so scarce that you see maybe 1-2 sales a year tops. This is your really only option to buy them, and they're so easily accessible. People can just purchase them anywhere around the world, and especially when you tie crypto into it. I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest thing right now is you only have an opportunity to display them on your phone, but when you have an opportunity to display them in cool ways, whether it's in the metaverse or in real life using holographic technology, AR technology, who knows where these can fly? I still have one point I'm trying to make. Who knows? I could be wrong, but I'm optimistic. I think it's possible.
I mean, all those things I think are great and incredible benefits of digital comics, but I don't think it's enough to make somebody spend more money than what literally a physical relic of the past from the 1940s. There's a big difference. I think there is going to be incredible demand for it because there are only 107 physical copies, and there's only going to be so few people in the world that can own those. If somebody wants to be able to buy these, they're going to have to buy the digital, which means there's going to be demand, which means value is going to go up with that demand. But I don't think it's ever going to catch up.
Yeah.
It's a different category.
I love Kevin. What are your thoughts? Because I want to rebuttal that, but Kevin, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Spencer a lot on this because we're seeing it right now. A lot of things just aren't getting up there in the prices that you would expect them to get to on the range. But obviously, it's still early days. But yeah, there is something very different and tangible about a physical book that probably won't grow in numbers anymore. There probably won't be that many more discovered over the coming decades. So you really have just that small amount. Whereas, digital, it's cool. And yes, they're connected in a way, but it is always still going to be that digital copy. Whether you display it on your shelf, whether you display it on your wall, it will always be just the digital version of that. So I think that will always keep it at just below that threshold because of that.
That's super fair, and that's actually a really good point, Kev. That's a good point, and Spencer, you too. Good point. I will say, and that's why you got to look at the bottom value, right? So we go back to Go Collect, and we look at so the highest grade could be potentially be over $1 million potentially, but what's the floor at? That's why you always have to reference. I mean, the highest value could be X amount, but you got to look at what the floor is because that's the bottom barrel of entry to get into the comic. And I mean, the comic sold for $20,000 in 2020. A 2.5 sold for $90,000 recently. I mean, you're probably looking at maybe $30,000-$40,000 minimum to get involved in this physical comic now. So where does that put the digitals? So referencing market caps, referencing the bottom barrel value and the top, that's how you kind of just decide how deep you want to get involved in it. At least that's my assessment, at least. Because you see some comics that are like really valuable in the top, but you can get them for like, $300 on the floor.
Right.
So I think that does make a big assessment in terms of the value for these digitals in the future. But also, I was in a group chat recently and people were talking about how they would rather have a number one mint of like the epic or legendary than a physical. And I think that is super fascinating because maybe not the entire collection, but what about like special mint numbers?
Yeah,
I think that's an interesting debate too.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see like a case where like maybe a special mint number could be worth more than like the 0.5 physical,
right?
Just because of the exclusivity and all that. But yeah. That's kind of like a unique scenario,
Yeah. And even going back to what I was mentioning about accessibility, I mean, the biggest thing is for these physical comic books, let's say I want to buy one. Where do I even find one? I mean, it's hard to find one on eBay. You're gonna have to reach out to certain maybe people on Instagram that have consignment stores, or potentially even Golden or Heritage. Even then, it's probably going to be not super easy to find one of these. So where on here you can immediately find them, and you can hopefully make offers in the future, even if they're not listed, which I think is going to be a big deal for both the VeVe app and also the Candy Digital app when we can make offers. I think it's a really, really big deal. But super exciting. It's fun. And also actually number 31. So since it's a low edition, we don't have a publishing mint year for 1939 because the common is 800, and then it goes so the total editions of between all the variants of 2000. So 31 has been pretty significant. That's the number that represents the comic number. Yeah. So I think between that and number 1 probably have the most value in terms of one of ones.
Yeah, I would say so.
But either way, fun drop. Really cool that you can still sell packs. So the packs originally went for 20. Now they're selling for 35.
Nice.
The floor is 35 right now. So very cool. I'm a degenerate, so I opened up most of them last night. I can't just sit on this.
Degenerate.
My parents are out of the country right now, so I went on their accounts and max minted for them because I thought that was really cool that they have a max mint because it really gives everybody an opportunity to buy them. So they didn't sell out right away where they would have if they didn't max mint out per accounts. I believe that. So that's why it took a little while for it to sell out. But that was really cool because it gave everybody an opportunity to get involved, which I thought was really special. Yeah. And even the packs have mint numbers too. So if you got to pay attention to see what mint number you get for your pack, because if you get like a 1939 for the pack, there you go. That's really special.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot to look at my mint numbers for my packs.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I hope it wasn't that
maybe that was 39.
Whoops.
Oh, whoa. That's awesome. Uncle Dude, congrats. So we did have a bounty out for one. Yeah, we had a bounty out for ASM 13. It became an SR and it went way past our original offer. But it was sitting on the it was sitting in the marketplace for a while. So congratulations. That's a really great comic. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we got Andrew Ward.
Oh, what's up, Andrew?
Hey.
Yeah, that's something else I want to mention too. And if for everyone out there, like, why did they decide to do a foil cover for the legendary? Is because they gave the opportunity to back cal holders to vote, which is really cool. So they gave people an opportunity to vote on to what they wanted to see, and I thought that was really awesome. That was really fun. It's a community-driven idea, so very cool. And shout out to the Candy Digital team. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This drop was a blast, and it was really well balanced. The price was reasonable. The total additions, it was just a really, really fun drop, and it's still very affordable right now. And in my humble opinion, pretty undervalued.
Yep.
Just saying. I mean, the epics were $35 yesterday, and now they jumped to $70. Because you have a couple people buy, sweep out the floor, and there you go. And there's only 200 of them. So, what's interesting too is that the 9.8, the epic is actually 9.8, and so is the legendary in terms of grading.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, interesting.
Is it one's foil, one isn't? Yeah.
That's cool. Between two, there's only 300.
Yeah.
Very cool. But yeah, again, congrats to everybody who got involved. There are people who max minted 5 and got like a couple legendaries. We had a friend of the podcast who hit number 1 for the epic. He has it listed, I think, right now for like $30,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know how I feel about it.
I landed 3 epics. I got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Oh,
you did. That's right. Yeah. Spencer in the group chat was saying, yeah, I just landed another epic and another epic.
And 2 of the epics were consecutive mints too, which was weird.
That's
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool. Wow. Yeah. So that was a really fun drop, and congrats to everybody that got involved. That was a blast. What is this?
What the?
So VeVe tweeted us out earlier today. They said basically, what did they say in the tweet? They said, "What's going on in the case?" I don't know if this thing is digital or physical. I have no idea, but
it looks like a grading case though. So
yeah,
it looks like a grading case, but it looks like the object's super small in it. I don't know.
Down here, it has the VeVe logo and SG logo, and that's the company that they just partnered with for stamps.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, so that was a nice
the stamps are like kind of like in like a display case, almost like a grading display case that has like some information about it. You know?
So they did emphasize that there's going to be a new collecting experience tied to this partnership. So whatever that's going to be, I don't know if this is a digital case or a physical case, but it sounds like it's going to be fun. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Interesting.
If it's digital, we've never seen anything like this before, and if it's physical, probably have never seen anything like it either. So it's really a win-win.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts out there, guys? I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, now that you mentioned that it's from a stamp collection company, I'm like, oh, that's probably a stamp.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a stamp.
It's just a blurred out stamp.
But that's interesting.
Information that's blurred out about the stamp.
But I mean, it's pretty cool. I've been wanting to see something like this for a while, but we'll see.
Definitely. And I appreciate it. Sorry, Spencer, go ahead.
No, good.
I was just going to say thank you everybody for joining. We're definitely getting to the questions in a bit. We just want to do some quick recaps throughout the week. Maybe we use this time to say shout out to some of the people who are joining us today. Slider.
Hey, Slider.
What's up, buddy? So big shout out to Stan.
Stan. We're going to get to this. But,
that's very nice. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, we
got
a lot of questions to answer for you. So give us a few minutes.
We'll definitely jump into those first, Stan. Absolutely.
We're going to go through them.
What's up, Bill? What's up? Thanks for joining.
Hey,
Prez. Hey, bud.
Prez.
What's going on?
Prez. I definitely want to talk to Prez because we were talking about doing I tweeted out, should we do rankings for comic rankings for Candy Digital? We do it for VeVe. Should we do it for Candy as well? At first, we wanted to hold off because there were only a few comics on the app, but it's gotten to the point now where I think we could probably start doing that. And I was curious to get input from the community and see if there's something to be interested in. And it was overwhelming. I think like 80% said yes. So yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah, we're definitely going to do it. We'll get started on it soon. And that'll be fun. It probably won't be as intense. It won't be as intense as the VeVe rankings, because that one, we like 300 comics on there. I think get to that point, but we will do like a top 20 list for sure. That'll change based on whatever drops over time. We'll start there and kind of we'll see how it goes. But I definitely will do a ranking system. We'll definitely work on a ranking system together for you guys, and I appreciate all the support on that. Fro Comey, yo, hey buddy,
hey, yeah, we're all here. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited for this. This is gonna be a really good time. Whatever.
Chris, Chris, we're waiting for you.
You what? Oh, Chris, what's up, bud?
You're never too late to join. It's all good.
Yeah. So Stan, let's get started with some of your questions.
Let's get into some Stan questions.
Hello. Which collectible platform, VeVe or Candy, is the most valuable comic inventory in their store?
I guess it's kind of depends how you look at it. I guess like valuable is kind of like a subjective term.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, VeVe obviously has way more comics that they've released. So I mean, like in terms of just like total market cap for the comics that exist on the platform, I'm sure VeVe is higher. But both platforms have released incredibly significant comics for both DC and for VeVe. I mean, I think the main difference on VeVe is that you also have access to indie comics as well. you know,
Yeah.
24/7 comics and addiction and things like that. So
right. Good point. Good point. Yeah, because VeVe represents a lot of different publishing companies, whereas Candy represents just DC Comics.
But we'd love to see them do some other stuff with other companies too.
That'd be totally. That being said, though, I will say there are a lot of Grail comics on DC that have not dropped yet. And DC owns the Golden Age.
Yeah,
they absolutely own the Golden Age in every way. So there are a ton of comics that haven't been released yet that will be probably over time. I mean, two on the top of my head, obviously, Detective Comics 27, which is the first appearance of Batman, and you have Action Comics 1, which will probably just shut down the app. Just completely shut it down. But I appreciate them being patient with that one and working out the ecosystem, making sure everything runs smoothly. Because when that does happen, they'll probably be ready for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So very cool. Yeah, very, very cool. Hope that answers your question. What is the panel sentiment on Omi and its importance to the VeVe's existence? Spencer, you take that one.
I mean, sentiment is low, generally speaking. I feel like in the community, I mean, like I'm optimistic about what it's going to do going forward, but like in general in the community, the sentiment is definitely very, very low right now. Given by the price and also just by the way that people talk about it. But I am bullish. I mean, I do think that if it's able to be truly integrated into the VeVe ecosystem and people are able to make purchases with it, and if there's a really big influx of users and people are actually making use of the token, like I think it'll do really, really well. But that's kind of the thing. It has to get used. So I think right now, like, people are kind of just sitting on it, and until people have a reason to buy more in order to use it, I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little tough. We're kind of like in this like limbo right now.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, we're seeing all these awesome things happening with the VeVe collectibles. We're seeing progress made in their ecosystem. We just haven't seen anything yet with the Omi token, but I'm more than confident that things are being built right now. They're just putting their heads down and they're working, man. So, I mean, I have quite a few Omis. Yeah, we got some Omi. Yeah, I mean, I have at least 10 million. So I wanted to match it on the app. So I definitely believe in it. I'm excited for the future of it because I believe in the company, and I do believe that they're going to figure out ways to turn it around. So, but I'm also a hopeless romantic. So I am optimistic with Spencer too.
Yeah. Before we get to the next question, I just want to pull this up here. I did not hear about an FA Shrek collectible. Could you if you got a link or something, you got some more info about that, please drop that in the chat, because I would like to know about that, because I somehow totally missed that.
Yeah, definitely, and let us know. Provide more information. We'll talk about that for sure. Probably not a link though.
Well, whatever. Something. Just give me
no links in the chat.
McFarlane Digital.
Ah, really? Shrek. Oh, really?
I totally missed that.
Oh, we missed that. Yeah, I mean, I have the email chain too. That's awesome.
I'm gonna put that on my list a little bit later. I'm gonna.
That's really cool.
I love me some Shrek. I went to a Shrek rave last year. So fun.
Shrek rave? That sounds awesome.
Everybody was just dressed up in Shrek costumes and dancing. It was great.
Oh my god.
Why has the panel remained bullish when there has been an uptick in FUD talking points? I just block out the FUD. For me personally, I just block it out because it's just noise. It's just noise. If you understand why you're in this space and your conviction and your research, and you understand where this is all going, then you just got to block out the noise, man. Really, that's just what it is for me. I know it's definitely disheartening when you see your vault go down in value. It's disheartening to see that progress hasn't been made a lot quicker. But we're seeing progress being made. We're seeing innovations happening, and I'm still buying on the app. I'm still making sets. I want to get to level 100. Like, I'm seeing that competition thing happen a little bit. People. I like the 100 collector spotlight. I think that's really cool. I'm like, God, I want to get there. I want my spotlight. No, but it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, but really at the end of the day, I mean, you hear it, it's in every space, man. It's not just in the digital collectible space. You see it in sports cards, you see it in comic books, especially comic books too. My goodness.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple specific people that all they do is post negative stuff, like how much comics are down. It's block out the noise. Just block out the noise.
Yeah. I think I kind of just like echoing what Sean said. Yeah, if you have an investment thesis and like you had one, maybe 2 years ago, like think about what's like really changed. Like, is it just market conditions? Is it, I mean, maybe you feel slighted by the company and whatever. And I know people are definitely frustrated about decisions that have been made and about roadmap items not being met and all those things. But like, I mean, really taking a step back and looking at like what's really changed, like not much has changed negatively. Like it's, if anything, like more features have come out. The app has improved, the community's smaller. Sure. There's less money involved. It's harder to make a profit on a regular basis, but like, the long-term vision is still there. I don't think anything's really changed there for me. So yeah, I think it's really just, put on the blinders and don't think about it.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, look, it sucks because like part of what makes these things successful is you and us, like as a community. And when a lot of you start budding and start going away from it, well, that doesn't help at all. And that's why you have to block that stuff out. You have to just be like, I'm here for this. I know I'm here. I'm here because these digital collectibles are cool. Some of them are animated. You get to play with them. You get to do all these things. And the more people that are within that realm and world, the more value you have, the more these things are going to be built up, the more that things are going to be used, like Omi eventually. Like all those things all come into us being a part of that as a community. So I think that's the hard part is like it's as much as for it is VeVe's like trying to get their stuff together, it's also up to us to bring this community together, to use the app, to buy these things and to play with them.
I think at the end of the day, like it's just like it's fun. Like I don't know, I just enjoy digital collectibles. I enjoy collecting, and it's and I think what people have to realize is it's a hobby. It really it's a hobby. It's a very expensive hobby. It can be a very expensive hobby, and probably something you shouldn't really be playing around too heavily in if you don't have the money to do so. So like if you're over leveraging yourself and like treating this as your home run investment for your retirement, like maybe you're over leveraged and then you do have a reason to be upset, but it's kind of your own fault for getting yourself in that situation. And like, yes, there's a lot of money to be made in collectibles, but at the end of the day, it's a hobby.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a balanced portfolio for sure. I mean, that's something that we've been doing is buying physicals and digitals, and we go back and forth. Our strategies change all the time. We're going back and forth like crazy. I think this question is directly focused on people who are investing in this space, because if you're just collecting, you're just having fun. You're just having fun. You're not worried about your investment going down, or I mean, up is nice. No one's just like going up, but if your investment goes down, then it hurts. If you're looking at it as an investment, but if you're just collecting, you're having fun. So so all the points that we made is strictly focusing on the investment side for sure. Which comic within the VeVe inventory has the best storyline? Evan, what are your thoughts? Let's hear one of your favorites.
That's a good question. Oh man, I do like the Kraven the Hunter storyline with him. Killing Spider-Man and taking over the mantra as Spider-Man and dealing with that world, and like him finally realizing that he's just a terrible person. He can't deal with that. I think that's just a very cool storyline. It's always stuck with me. But when it comes to OG storylines, I still think like going back to like the original Green Goblin storyline is still one of the best. With that and Gwen Stacy, like as a classic like comic book, that one still holds up even to this day.
Yeah, the death of Gwen Stacy was very impactful for a lot of people. I mean, it was so impactful actually that even apparently, I think it was in Mexico, they created a comic that actually shows that she survived and they got married. Yeah.
Did not know that.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was so that's how hard it hit people at the time.
Wow.
Many people realize that today. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Who's the panel's favorite comic artist within the VeVe ecosystem?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Favorite artist.
Some of my favorites, I'll probably go with like I like Scotty Young. He's super fun. I love his childlike characters and fun adaptions.
Alex Saviuk.
I was gonna say Alex is fantastic.
Yeah, Alex.
He's done some of the biggest rails on the app, including Captain America 4, Hope 1. He did AF-15.
Yeah,
he
does the physical art. Like he actually hand draws, the covers of those. They're not done digitally. So he has those originals for those pieces. So
that's special. Yeah, those physical 1-of-1 art pieces are really special. We actually posted recently that we have X-Men 129. A friend of ours is looking to sell an original VeVe physical cover of X-Men 129, and that's the actual physical cover, the only physical of that cover art.
It's the VeVe exclusive.
It's the VeVe exclusive. That was the first appearance of Kitty Pryde. Very significant X-Men comic. So if anyone is out there that's interested in that, definitely hit us up because it's super rad. Yeah, it's very cool. But Alex Savioki, man, it's been fun getting to know him at the con events. We see him every year at San Diego, New York. I'm probably going to see him again upcoming in New York. And I remember the first time we met him too. We talked about it when he was telling us, because a lot of the artists, they actually do it digitally. The artwork, they don't do the physicals, but there's a lot of old school artists that do it physical still, which is really awesome. And he has them, and he's been selling them, for good money, really good money, and good for him. He deserves it. And AF-15, we asked him, said, "Do you still have the AF-15 cover?" And he said, "Yeah, I still have it." Like, oh, dude, that's amazing. So the original AF-15 cover for VeVe exclusive, he still owns it. And he's like, "Yeah, if somebody wants to pay, like $100,000 for it." And we looked, Spencer and I and Kevin looked at each other like, honestly, like in the bull run, someone probably might do that. I mean, it's not impossible to think that. That's the expectations he should have at least, because he doesn't understand. At the time, I don't think he really understood like the community and how passionate these collectors are with the digital collectibles. Because I think a lot of the artists are just like, just make a cover art and you're done, you're out. But there's no they're not really dive deep into the community aspect. So having a chance to talk to him about that and help explain it to him and understand the value of what he has was pretty cool. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was really fun.
Didn't you try to go get the original cover at some point?
No, so what happened was, we were at the Gold Logo dinner, and I was telling David about it. Oh, no. Sorry. We went to the VeVe booth at Marvel, and I told David, I said, "Yeah, Alex has the AF-15 covered." And David went downstairs to talk to him and say, "I want to buy that from you." And he said, "Okay, $100,000.
Yes.
And he wouldn't budge. Wouldn't budge. Because I know that because at the dinner later that night, I was talking to David, and he was telling me, he's like, "Yeah, why don't you go ask Alex if I could buy the cover?" But he's like $100,000. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, we totally screwed you over there."
But also, I want Alex to get what it's worth. So
he deserves to get the money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I as much as it would have been nice for David to get that, I do appreciate the fact that he knows, the true extreme value of work and what it could go for, and the conviction he should have moving forward with that one specifically. Very cool. Yeah, super cool. Does VeVe need LCS participation to achieve mass adoption? So local comic shop participation. So that's interesting. I mean, I'm so excited to see the VeVe VeVe.me/VeVe Comics. Let's just call it VeVe Comics.
Yeah.
The comics that are dropping in daily, or not daily, but the comics that are dropping
same day
for Marvel same day in digital format, which is insane. And that's something I think a lot of people haven't really been talking about, how crazy that is. Now everyone around the world has an opportunity to own a comic in digital format, like the same day as physicals. Now, is that going to take away from the physicals? I don't think so, because they've limited them very scarcely, only 1,000 per, between all the variants, only 1,000 of them. I think it's just going to create more opportunity for people to get involved. I don't think it's going to take away from physicals at all. I think physicals still do very, very well for a long time. I don't see within my lifetime physical comic books disappearing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see that happening. People, and that's a big thing I try to explain when I go to local comic shops, that people are kind of threatened by the idea of that. Of course they would be. I get that. But we explain to them, especially over the past 2 or 3 years, all the people that we've met through the VeVe community, people are saying now, I'm walking into comic shops and I'm buying comics. They were never collectors before, but they started digitally. Now they're collecting physically. They're going into local comic shops. They're buying physical comic books. They're going to Comic Cons. We met multiple people at San Diego Comic Con that said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for VeVe. Like, that is the kind of stuff that stands out to us, and people should be listening to, because there's a whole new audience of collectors, and potential investors in this space that are being ignored if they ignore that space in general. So I think if they can figure out ways to get involved, I think there's a really cool impact there.
Yeah. I mean, we collect digital stuff, but we also collect a lot of physicals because we love that. We love that world.
Yeah. I mean, I would say VeVe reignited my love for collecting in general. I was
that's true.
Focusing only on comic books. And then we got involved in digital. Now we got VHS tapes up there and shit. I'm getting Little Mermaid tapes. I'm getting little Mermaid tapes.
Final. I got a fossil.
Signed by Jody Benson.
Jody Benson.
Yeah, I got some budget.
Oh, who's this little? Oh, is that Pudgy Penguin? Is that what we got when we were at San Diego?
Yeah, these were inside the igloos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we just interviewed the COO of Pudgy Penguin.
Great interview.
Yeah,
awesome interview. So yeah, we'll be getting that one live for you guys soon.
Yeah, I'm really excited for y'all to hear that interview. So we had a chance to interview Pudgy Penguins recently, and we're working on the edit for that now. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That was a really fun. He's a really cool guy. It was fun to hear his journey, how he got involved. It was fun and inspiring because they're also a great bridge as well in a different way.
Yeah,
I mean, they started off digitally in an NFT collection, and now you're seeing their merchandise
literally in Walmart,
Targets, and they're crushing it. Yeah. Their booth at San Diego Comic-Con was awesome.
Yeah, they had a whole pop-up like experience. Yeah, you like mochi donuts, and they're giving away
donuts. Yeah,
it was super fun.
Had these like toys in them, and
so like, Kevin, some great story in the toys that you got. They gave out for free.
Yeah,
they're just giving out to people. They're apparently doing a giveaway right now where they have one of those igloos that they gave away. It's made entirely of gold. It's not gold plate.
Full like 14.
It's like a $35,000 gold igloo.
Holy crap!
And they're giving it away.
What?
They're doing a giveaway. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. So yeah. But it was funny. If anyone had a chance to go to that pop-up tent, they gave away these amazing donuts. They're so good. Mm-hmm. And apparently the story was they had something else that they were going to give away for food. But then somebody within the company said, "Oh, I have family that sells donuts." And they're like, "Donuts? Trust me." So he said, "Trust me." And he was right, because those were some of the best donuts I have ever had. Kevin, Spencer, what are your thoughts?
They're very good. Because it's
mochi donut before.
Sean, have you ever had regular mochi, Sean?
Oh, I've had the ice cream.
Yeah.
Ice cream mochi.
Okay.
The Japanese ice cream mochi. That's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's a donut infused with like a mochi like texture, that kind of chewiness. That's very unique. It was very good.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Sean, before we keep going with Stan's questions, why don't we jump to somebody else, and then we'll jump back to Stan. Just
Stan, we're coming back.
Don't worry, we'll be back, Stan. Don't you go anywhere, Stan.
LJ.
Ooh.
Hey guys, just a quick question about VHS collecting. Nice pivot. Is there a good resource y'all use or know of to see an actual first print or like a first edition tape? That's a great question. I think that's one of the biggest issues.
And no, there is not a resource. Probably something that we should start working on, to be honest.
Yeah, we've definitely been in talks and communication to some of the really big leaders in the VHS space, and they all agree that there's just no resource for this. And the problem is they're all so different. Like Back to the Future first prints are so different, and then prints from the 90s. Like identifying these first prints are not as easy as it is like for comic books.
Yeah,
it's really
difficult. We figured it out just from talking to people who've been in the space for a long time, and literally talking to the graders themselves. Like that's like honestly that's like where we've gotten most of the information. But like like Back to the Future tapes, for example.
So what's the difference between these two tapes? Well, this one's a 1989 print, because if you look on the back, you'll see the year right up back here. It says 1989. So this is one of the more common standard prints. You got the watermarks, MCA watermarks on the side. So this one's sealed. We're actually going to meet up with Michael J. Fox next week and have him sign it. Whoop whoop. But yeah, these sell for maybe about $80 to $120, depending on the condition.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of the standard right now because they're the most easy accessible. Now the harder ones are the first prints, the true first prints, and that's these ones. And the difference is you see the wraparound watermarks right here.
The offset wraparound watermarks. Yeah.
wraparound watermarks. Also the year right there. It says 1986 right there. And also, Penny, if it has or not, the Scotch sticker right here on the side.
Yeah.
Actually, right here.
And if you were to the way to identify a CIB version of that, so CIB basically complete in box. So you have the box of the tape, but it's unsealed. The way that you can identify it, because it doesn't have the wraparound watermarks, obviously, because it's not sealed. The actual tape itself on the inside, the year there's like an error on the year. So on the tape itself, I think it says 1984,
85.
right? Or it says on it,
yeah. So this one actually is what Spencer just said, CIB. So CIB means complete in box. Now, what's special about this one specifically, it still has the plastic around it, which is really not easy to find.
Not common.
We got this one for like $50 maybe a year ago, and one just sold recently for $200 on eBay. Yeah. So I mean, the reason why is because the first prints are so hard to find. Like they're almost impossible. There's apparently less than 10 known to exist today, sealed. 10 of Back to the Future, one of the most iconic films of all time. And if you look at the video game market, you're seeing games they flew during the bull run, and they've continued to do very well. Like like first print Zelda sold as high as $700,000, but now you're seeing CIB sell for like $20, $30, $40, $50,000, not sealed. They're just complete in box. You got all the instructions. The game is intact and based on the grade. That helps determine the value. But yeah, CIB does very, very well. And even, man, I think it was like 6 months ago, first print Zelda, like an NES game, just the box. Only the box, the 9.4 grade, sold for $7,500. Just the box. That's crazy. Wow. But I will say that we are fortunate enough. We got really, really lucky on eBay about last year. Yeah. We actually own, this is a first print sealed of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And it's a 9.4 grade, which is ridiculous. So we got super lucky. But this is truly a first print of Back to the Future. And this one is like probably one of our biggest grails by far. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. We're so stoked about it. But that's what makes
it. To answer the question a little bit more, it's just research. A lot of research, a lot of time talking to people, getting to know people in the community who have either owned like video stores, stuff like that you can talk to. Luckily, if it's a very rare early VHS, there's at least some good like history behind it that you can find on. But it's a lot of research and time, and sometimes even then,
it's just like little things that you have to know, like for like CBS Fox, like those tapes. Like I think it's like if you have white watermarks, like those are the first prints, and then if it's blue watermarks, that's like a little bit of a later print. Like there's so many little things to know that I don't know. Yeah, at some point we should probably put something together to like make this easier for people, but. It's really just talking to people. I mean, like it was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, first print tapes, like those have the Pizza Hut sticker on them, for example. A lot of tapes that have like that. So a lot of tapes that have not all, but a lot of the tapes that have like brand advertisements, like stickers on them, like a Scotch sticker or a Pizza Hut sticker or Pepsi. So some of the Pepsi ones, though, you got to be careful. The Pepsi and Coke ones, because some of those are like movie promo ones, like these ones. Like they're don't necessarily always mean first print, sometimes they're like these McDonald's promo copies and things like that. But a lot of time though, and basically the reason is because like on the big initial release of the movie, it's like that's kind of the biggest marketing push, and that's when you get the most eyes on the film. So for those brands to market themselves, like Coke or Pizza Hut or whatever, they're going to get the most eyes by doing that and putting their sticker on that first release, so it's usually a pretty good indication.
That's why it makes it so easy, like the 90s tape specifically. When you look at the year of the release of the tape, and you can look at like if you have different types of promo stickers, you can look at when the offer ends. If it's like a couple months after the release, typically that means it's the first print. But Jurassic Park is probably one of the easiest ones, aside from the turtle tape we just showed you. It has a Pizza Hut sticker. If it has Pizza Hut sticker and watermarks on the side, it's a first print. That easy. Jurassic Park, same thing. If it has these two watermarks or these two stickers and then the MCA watermarks on the side, it's a first print. And you can get these for like $20, $30 right now. But again, it comes down to the highest grades. The highest grades will do very, very well. I think these tapes are still going to do very well. Apparently, this is not confirmation yet, but according to a lot of our sources, the Diet Coke sticker for Last Crusade, first print. But that's also why we really enjoy screeners.
Yeah.
Like the promo screeners and the Academy screeners, these were sent either promo screeners were sent directly to the distribution companies or also the retail stores to assess the movie itself. So like here's an example of Treasure Planet. I was able to get this one recently. It says demo tape on the back. And then it says like all these details about the film on the back as well. And it says when the street date is. So these were demo tapes. These do very, very well, but they're easy to identify. You don't have to worry about if it's what print it is. It's just a very rare variant of the first commercial release, which is actually predates the commercial release because these were given out before. And then also we have Treasure Planet again, reference an Academy screener for your consideration. So these were sent directly to the Academy for voting. So you see on the back, it says like best film, best screenplay, best actor, etc. So those are two different variants of films that we love. So
yeah, and I just posted right here in the comments. So first of all, if you're not currently subscribed to our newsletter, you should definitely get subscribed to our newsletter because you get first access to things like this, which is a blog post that I wrote this week about screener VHS tapes and kind of the differences in the history of both retail screeners and Academy screeners. But yeah, if you're not currently subscribed to our newsletter, definitely check it out. I'll put the link right here. It's simple.io/newsletter. Definitely give it a sign up. Yeah, we do blog posts with really cool information like that, with kind of just sharing our knowledge on the different things that we've learned through our collecting experience. We talk about upcoming sales, upcoming auctions, recent sales that have been really exciting. Feature some of our video content. We do giveaways. We feature our bounties. So we have a lot of really cool information in there that kind of it's a good like bi-weekly snapshot of what's going on in the collectible market, both physical and digital, and the things that we're excited about that we think you guys should be excited about too. So yeah, definitely give it a subscribe if you haven't already.
I feel like we definitely need to do another video just focus on VHS tapes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we haven't done a VHS.
Yeah, Sean could talk about that for like 4 hours.
I know. I was going to say we're going down a rabbit hole right now, boys.
I know. Well, we got this question right here from KB23.
Oh yeah, the auction stream.
When's the next Heritage VHS auction? Is there any coming up anytime soon?
I don't know. I'm not sure actually. Yeah, when we do find out about the next auction, we'll definitely talk about doing another live stream.
Yeah.
It's been exciting to see some of the recent sales, though. I mean, even like one that we had a chance to sell ourselves recently, which was this one right here. This is the last thing we're talking about for VHS for today, unless somebody else has other questions.
No, we have a lot of people who are asking VHS stuff.
Oh, that's great. Okay, awesome, nice. Yeah,
VHS stream.
Oh, nice. All right.
People like the VHS.
So
come on, John.
This tape we're really excited about because this predates the first commercial print of Star Wars. We have content on this that Kevin put together on our TikTok and on our Instagram. But we've written blogs about it. Spencer has a really great blog about this as well. But these tapes predate the first commercial print, which is sold as high as $114,000. They fluctuate between $25,000 to $100,000 now. But these tapes predate the first commercial print, and they were given to the rental shops just to rent. But they would do like a lot of the rental shops would do like lifelong rentals, and they'd basically sell them for like $200 or $300 back in 1980.
The rental shops though were supposed to return them to the publisher though. Like they were supposed to return them back. They weren't supposed to keep them. These were never supposed to be released into the public. But yeah, people, they got stolen or they got whatever. So, so some of them are still out there. But yeah.
So we're very, very, very bullish on them. It's important to keep in mind if you're ever looking for these, they have to have matching serial numbers.
Yeah.
Because so if you look at this post specifically, it says on the top of the label, it says matching serial. So on the back, I have a tape here. I do. I have a tape here on the back, right here. It's got a serial number, and then on the tape, it has the exact same number as well. So they're matching serials. So we're buying these for like anywhere between $50 to $100, maybe like a year and a half ago. And this one, we probably, we probably spent maybe $50 to $100 on it, and we got it graded, and maybe another 50, and there you go. There's the sale. So, we had serious conviction over it. I put it up on eBay for $2,000 or best offer, and they just bought it. They didn't even give an offer for it. I was like, all right, sweet.
All right.
Probably drop a little more.
I mean, apparently this is the highest sale yet for this tape, which is really exciting. Yeah. really cool. So yeah, this is a really cool tape, and I think it's significant value for that reason. A lot of people just don't know about it. They didn't know about the time. We try to create content to help educate people about it. But now they're selling for about $200 to $300 raw, ungraded.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but we have a friend who actually has. So like, speaking of like serial numbers, we have a friend who has a serial number that it starts with 1977, which is
crazy.
insane.
He actually got it. He got it graded, and it says on there. It says matching serial number 1977-24.
Yeah.
And I told him just hold on to that one, man. Like you can liquidate everyone.
He didn't even know that it had the serial number. And we were like we were just in our group chat, just like talking about these tapes and like talking about the serial numbers. And like I think Sean was like, "Oh, how cool would it be if like you found a serial number that in 1977?" And he went back and looked at his collection. And he was like, "Holy shit, guys!
Oh man,
you never guess what I just found."
That's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. We just watched Spaceballs. I actually just watched the first time. That's one of Kevin's favorite films.
Wait, seriously?
I know. Yeah. Can you believe that? There's a joke that I've had with this dude for a decade, and he's never seen Spaceballs.
Is that right? The Schwartz?
The Schwartz.
The Schwartz.
The power of the Schwartz.
The power of the Schwartz. It's so good.
Wait, don't you have the Schwartz too? Yeah, but he got the upside, I got the downside. See, there's two sides to every Schwartz.
It's so good.
I love that movie.
It's so good. All right, let's answer some more questions.
You going back to Stan?
Yeah, we'll go back to Stan and work our way down. All right.
Stan, I'm not ignoring
you. Where were we with Stan?
More
Are you going through all the questions?
Yeah.
I forgot where we were.
Okay. Where'd Spencer go? We lost him. All right. So is there a brand with the VeVe inventory that panel's most bullish on? I mean, really, we've done videos on this talking about popularity. So you kind of look at popularity and value. I think Marvel's definitely up there for sure. Probably Star Wars, Marvel, Disney. I mean, those are like the big trio right there, right? So I mean, the partner statue, I think is always, regardless of price, it's always going to be one of the biggest grails in the app, right? Regardless of total additions. Those 4,333 doesn't even come close to the amount of Disney fans out there and what stuff they pay for. I remember we were talking about how it was during the pandemic when there was a Figment bucket coming out. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, at Epcot.
People waited in line for 3 to 7 hours just to get a popcorn bucket. It was reselling on eBay for like $400 or $500. A popcorn bucket.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Disney fans are insane, and I mean that in the nicest way. That's a compliment. They are passionate about Disney. They are freaking passionate. I mean, I was talking like digital, like pins. Pins sell for crazy money. Pinnacle's doing really well. Some of the sets are selling for like $5,000 on Pinnacle.
Pins are a huge thing at Disney.
Yeah, huge. I remember someone was telling me a story at D23, and they were talking to this collector, and she apparently bought a Stitch pin that was very limited run, and she bought it for like I think $1,500, and I think it was from some kid. Said, I'll give you $1,500 for that cash right now. Okay, and he's like, you just paid $1,500 for that? He's like, yeah. Or she said, yeah, I could easily flip this for like $22,000, $2,500. I know somebody exactly who's going to want to buy it. Like that's the deep knowledge of the space and understanding what you have. I mean, that kid probably didn't even pay anything for it. You just got $1,500 like that. That's amazing. But pin collectors are passionate people, man. It's a thing, and Disney fans are huge. And I think they're still not on the app yet. Like in terms of the mass passionate fans, they're not on the app yet. They're not involved yet. But man, when that happens, who knows what's going to happen to that partner statue or even the Golden Moment collection. To me, I think is probably the most significant collection on the entire app. That's my humble opinion, at least. It's so special. You got first appearances of so many characters, first evers from so many IPs, including Star Wars and Marvel. I mean, like it represents everything that's popular in the world right now in pop culture, and it's all in one collection that you can get for like $2,000 right now. I mean, I'm convincing myself to get another set.
You should have told me this.
I know, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to understand. It's easy to just kind of lose focus on how significant it is because the value has gone down so much. And I get it. I understand the FOMO or FOMO, the FUD. I understand the FUD around it, but again, this is when you got to take a step back and just remember the significance of that set and why it's so important. Yeah, it's really special, man. It's super special. Marvel and first person Spider-Man, first person Miles Morales. I definitely have been eyeing that one for a while. Even just the hoodie, I've been trying to like get one under 250, and just it's not happening. I think So yeah, the Miles Morales one, I definitely slept on for sure, and I regret that.
I'm not getting that one for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm. There's a lot of really cool collectibles in the app that I'm excited about. I mean, obviously,
I'm with Sean though on all that. Yeah, there's like that's kind of like the big three in terms of like like fan base and collectors and like like once like mass adoption comes and everybody comes in, like those are the brands that people are going to gravitate the most towards for sure.
And that's definitely how you should think about if you're investing. Obviously, if you're collecting, you just collect what you love. But if you're investing in the space, not for financial advice, of course, but if you're investing in the space, you definitely want to think about what would the mass adoption gravitate towards. Mm-hmm. And I think that the one thing that really would stand out to me is the Golden Moments collection, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As new comics and collectibles drop with more scarcity, will this affect the older drops negatively? And that's a really good point. It kind of brings back to what we were just talking about, like the partner statue. Will that hurt the value of the partner statue? No, because it's the first appearance of Walt and Mickey Mouse in one statue. The Golden Moments are all first appearances. The total editions, even for that collection, it doesn't even come close to the fan base for Disney, Marvel, and Disney combined. It's not even close. It's not even close. So that's a big reason why we're so bullish on it and why we're so excited about this stuff, because it just makes sense to us. And again, it comes back to the accessibility. To have access to it to everyone worldwide. I mean, it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, for comics though, I mean, there definitely is a little bit of an argument there. Like, there's early comics released with 50, 60,000 editions. Like that is a huge difference to the 5,000 to 10,000 editions that we're used to getting today. So I think there definitely is an argument to be said there. But I mean, I'm hopeful that eventually they'll do burns, and there'll be mechanisms in place for making those older collections a little bit more scarce. Create some new covers or something like that. You burn two and you get a new cover or something along those lines. Like I would love to see some mechanics like that eventually in the future that bring those those collections down a little bit in terms of total supply. But I think what it comes down to at the end of the day is like it's finding that balance of like both popularity and scarcity. So it's like a comic like Marvel Comics 1, there's 60,000 editions, but in the real world there's less than 100 physical copies known, and there's basically 6,100 total, or 60,100 total in the world. I think there's more people than that are going to want that comic in general.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, no, I agree with both of you on your points. The comics, like you said, are the hardest ones just because of those large min numbers in the earlier days. But, again, burning would be great. I think that will help a lot to bring those numbers down, and also just being able to get cool stuff for burning things. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, the incentive will definitely need to be strong enough to want to burn any of the Fantastic Four 1 comics. But I hope that it does happen. And that would be awesome to see those edition numbers come down. Those are great points, Spencer. And again, even aside from those, we saw other comics that have virtually no value in real life that were selling for like $5,000 back then. Back when it first came out, when you saw the first 10 comics come out, there were a few comics that were modern that don't really have significant value or popularity in real life, but they're selling for like $5,000 because they were some of the first comics on the app and the demand was there. But I don't think those comics have a chance of recovery.
Yeah,
I don't. And it's attached to in real life value, scarcity, popularity, all those things. But I mean, I mean, like one of them is like House of X #1, great comic. Yeah. But in terms of value, I remember they're selling like $1,000 to $2,000. Yeah. The secret rare. But that comic's worth like maybe $100, a couple $100 tops at most. It's 9.8 at most. So it's tough. But that's why you have to really think about the connection there, because what has a good opportunity to bounce back? Well, Fantastic Four 1 definitely does, 100%. You know, one just sold at its highest grade for $2 million, which I think, I mean, personally, it was terrible timing to sell that comic. Yeah. I don't know why they planned on selling it at that time. You should have waited at least till the trailer drops for the movie, at least something, because man, that comic, it's never been sold publicly. Apparently, the 9.6, only 2 of them sold for $2 million. During the bull run, that would have probably gone 8 digits. I think it really would have. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, whoever bought that, great deal. Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully the seller's happy too. I mean, I hope that worked out well for the seller. Yeah.
And to get on what you just said earlier, Spencer, for Chris here, every Marvel fan should want a copy of MC1. This is like owning a piece of the entire fandom's history. Agreed.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a really cool perspective, Chris. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And also just a big shout out to Chris. Chris, thank you for doing all the amazing guest writing on our blog. Yeah. Chris, a bunch of the articles that we do. So
so if you go on our website, VeVe, that's not our website. CommonsenCrypto.io.
What have you not told me?
Just CommonsenCrypto.io. Go to blogs, and you'll see amazing articles written by Spencer and Chris. Yeah, we have a lot of cool guests that have come on there as well.
Yeah, Sergio's written.
Sergio, big shout to Sergio Collects. Yep, he's been a guest there as well. Yeah, so
if anybody's interested in doing a guest blog with us, definitely reach out. If you have anything,
let us know.
That you want to highlight, feel free to reach out. We'd love to highlight you.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stan, again, thank you for the donation. Very nice, you really appreciate you. Beers are on Stan tonight. Stan the man. Stan the man. The Fudders versus Moon Boys have been a huge topic. In the panel's opinion, as Fudders continue to sell and Moon Boys buy, will it come to a point Fudders will vanish and Moon Boys push prices too high for commoners to join? Commoners. I mean, I just find it very interesting that people are still around. All they want to do is that want to spread only negativity.
I know. It's like, why? Like,
I just don't understand that.
What are you doing? Like
is that really the most productive way you want to spend your days? Not just days.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting though, is because like people came to VeVe for the community, and now they're against VeVe, but now they found their own community of people who are against VeVe. So now like that's their place to hang out now. That they have a Fudder community. That's why they're it's a place to socialize. It's found a bunch of other people with shared opinions, and
it's boggling and sad, and it's just bizarre. It's bizarre. I don't understand it. But yeah, no, I mean, like there's people who are skeptic that are still buying. It's not just Moon Boys that are buying. It's people who are just passionate about collecting, and I think it's interesting, the idea of a Moon Boy. I mean, I guess that's a blind optimist. I guess that's the way to put it.
It's you.
Yeah. I have criticisms though. I still have criticisms. Yeah. I'm not. I wouldn't say
really. What are they?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
That's the difference. Cautiously optimistic. Yeah. Which is a word I've used so many times on the podcast. Come on, guys.
I know. I'm just.
But yeah, it's interesting. I think it's more about the fan base. Like when more people get involved, when more people are excited about digital collectibles, they start buying things up, and there's more collectors. I don't necessarily think that Moon Boys are going to literally take VeVe to the moon. I think it's more about growing the collecting space, growing the people on the app. That's the most important thing. They need more people that are consistently buying, that are consistently getting involved. Because there's a lot of people that are buying like crazy that I don't even know who they are. I mean, there's some of the top rankings, like the top 5. Dr. Profit's number 6 now, guys. Did you know that he's number 6 in the app? No. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's the top 3 are like top 3, and the number 1 guy has like 40 or 50,000 collectibles. The numbers may not be accurate. I might be off. It could be like 30 or 40, but even then, I think it's like 3 or 4 times Dr. Profit's total stack, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is. Like,
I
don't know.
It's Bill Gates.
Yeah, it's wild. So, I think when more people Yeah.
This is a really good point though, Tucson. Yeah, I mean, like it would make sense if there was like a financial opportunity and you could like, these are assets that you could short, but like there's literally nothing to be gained. It's like you're literally just like sending your own bags down if you still have them. You know?
Right.
It's like there really is nothing to be gained.
Yeah. And especially for the bigger drops, even like futters are going for those drops. They're definitely going for that stuff. Because there's definitely, especially when there's financial opportunity.
Oh yeah,
nobody's going to ignore that.
That's the whole reason they're here anyway, is because of the financial opportunity, and they feel like they got burned on that opportunity. So yeah, if they're still hanging around, they're still paying attention, and if they see an opportunity to make money, they still will. So yeah.
I agree. I think that's really what it comes down to, Spencer. You made a good point there. It comes down to your own bags. When your own bags are burned, you feel you've been burned, you're angry, you're upset, and I get it. But there's other ways of handling it. There's a lot of people out there, including us, that have been burned as well.
Yeah.
But we're not upset about it because we still believe in our conviction and we still understand where this is all going. I mean, I was going to talk about it today, but we can save it for next week. But Meta just released their AR glasses. No, they announced their AR glasses on Orion, and they look like wow.
Yeah. So just to clarify that, because a lot of people get this wrong, those are not an announcement for glasses that are to come. That was a prototype that they built just to show what you could do if you were to put all your money and effort into making glasses. So these aren't something that will ever be on market or anything like that. They've made that very clear. But a lot of posts and blogs keep saying oh, it's coming out.
Yeah, no. And again, those are only
super impressive.
Thank you for that, Kev, for clarifying that. Because these are what we've been talking about and hoping to see. Glasses that you just put on. You don't have wires or a battery side hip or big goggles on your face. There's purely simple Ray-Ban glasses that give you access to all this stuff. And that's coming. I mean, they showed that it's coming. And I think what they showed too is I think it's only for developers right now because it's apparently going to cost like $10,000 each. But that's perfect. That's what you want. You want developers to start making this stuff. So when it does release, it's going to be like, boom, everything's available and accessible. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when people can use these digital collectibles in real life? I mean, that's what it's all about. It's going to be fun. Right now, we're just kind of like cornered into an iPhone and just try. Man, it's exhausting trying to get all the big shout to everybody who makes awesome like in real life artwork and photos and videos. Because I'm exhausted trying to like pull everything out my iPhone. It's hard, man. It takes time. There's a lot of effort put into it. But in the future, you're just gonna be like boom, 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 just for moving your fingers. And that's the stuff I'm really excited about. Being able to display your comic books in real life and maybe in nice cases, And I think that's where you're gonna start seeing things change. And people are gonna potentially. That's why another reason why I think potentially put more value on digital assets. For that reason. So time will tell. Time will tell. It's still speculation on my end. I don't know if you guys agree with what I just said, but
no, and look, like I've said this many times, I'm more of a collector than an investor on VeVe. That's just where I'm more positioned. And the fact that I have a RoboCop that animates and pulls out a gun and swings it back into his leg, that's awesome. How do you not like that? How is that bad? And then if I could see that in my AR glasses and walk by and go, "Hey, RoboCop," like that'd be cool. Just sit in my DeLorean? Like, come on.
Yeah, 100%. Big shout out to Locks. Yo, buddy.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
That's awesome. Loving the content that you've been putting out too, by the way.
Yeah.
Definitely shoot him a follow for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
What else we got?
Chris has a question.
Oh, Chris.
Ooh, Chris.
Spencer, read out loud?
Sure. How often do you see physical?
You're reading it. I thought you were going to read out loud.
I was just reading it like in my head. And
I literally watched both of you just. I was like, oh, it's just nothing.
We're doing great. We know how to run a stream, guys. Okay.
It's all good, guys.
How often do you see physical collectors making AR and animated sequences and posting them everywhere? We have something very new, very unique, very entertaining. This will only grow. But it's not a question.
Oh, it's just a statement. Sorry.
It's a statement phrased with a how.
Yeah.
No, it's a good point though.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you're so right. I mean, I have a bookcase over here with VHS tapes, which I love. They're great. They're just sitting there on the walls, man. Like, that's it. You're just sitting on the walls, just take
They don't have a job.
job or come on. But yeah, it's fun, but being able to interact with your collectibles. And I mean, going back to what we were talking about earlier with renting and stuff, I still think that has a bright future. I think we're still farther away than we thought, but renting can seriously be a really, really cool opportunity for a lot of people too. Yeah. I mean, even I remember we were talking to Giant Size Comics, and he was telling us how there was a guy who had a private collection of incredible cover art for comic art, and he announced that he was going to have a presentation in his apartment of his artwork. So people flew all around the country to come to his apartment to see his artwork. That's awesome. That's crazy. So that's why I'm saying, like, have an opportunity to rent out your collectibles that you can give to people to enjoy. People will probably be open to that if they're passionate about the space. Like if there's a really cool way to display one-of-one art pieces at parties, and I'm like, yeah, I can rent that for $5. I'm gonna put that on the display and just showcase it. I can't own it, but I might be able to use that for a party or an event. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a really cool way of just highlighting collectibles, but also giving the opportunity to other people to enjoy them as well. And if you can make passive income on that stuff, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And not even talking about like potential gamification, for stuff in the future, but yeah, Spencer, you know about that stuff.
Yeah, totally. I mean, gamification will create more demand for renting, so especially when you integrate like play to earn capabilities and things like that. Yeah,
huge.
Totally.
Yeah. What's up, Wes? Yo.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, Wes.
VeVe zombie.
Hey, yo. Let's see. Here's a question from Jason. Hey, Jason. How do you balance the gotta have it feeling with sensible investing in collectibles? I just picked up a 1/1, a 2006 Hasbro Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot first shot prototype CSA 90.
Oh,
cool. Very cool.
Wow.
Kev, you know
first shot prototype. Yeah. So first shot prototype just means
that. Context, real quick. Kevin is the most knowledgeable person I know when it comes to Star Wars. he personally owns like 20 plus physical lightsabers. He's built many on his own. Yeah. So just for context, this guy knows what he's talking about. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So the first shot prototype is basically the version they made in the manufacturing mold and everything to prove that this is how you're going to manufacture it. This is how you're going to make it. So that's the first ever like version of that X-Wing helmet pilot from that Hasbro line. So that's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty awesome. I love that.
Congrats, Jason.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. That's really cool. For me, when it comes to the gotta have it, it really depends on budget. First, what's the money like? And then just how much does that mean to me personally? That's where I go for everything. For VeVe, I'm not always as much on the higher numbers for certain things, just because if I want the collectible, then I'll just go and get it on the floor, because I don't really worry about the numbers for all those things. If I worry about the mint numbers, then I have to think about budgets and stuff like that. But really, it just comes down to budget and how much do you love that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm like very like reactionary when I like it's like oh, shiny, I want that, and then I go get it. I'm not.
I've had moments like that too. Of course.
There's a lot of impulsive decisions when it comes to collecting. But but also try to take a step back and think about the investment perspective as well. But yeah, sometimes I just really want something, and so I just get it.
Yeah. I think those are all great points, guys. And going back to what Kevin said about one, finances. Don't go outside of your means. Always budget for this stuff. Set money aside, and just it's tough to hold on to money when you have things that you love and you just constantly want to keep buying things, especially on the VeVe app. Like things are always popping up. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. Physical, it's a little bit easier to hold off because we've seen like really awesome VHS tapes that have popped up and have sold like that. Like we've been intensively looking for a promo screener of Happy Gilmore. I've been, and the one sold for $50 like 2 months ago, and then one sold for $200 like a few days ago, and they're gone like that. Like there's instantly sold. Yeah, they're sealed. Yeah, they're sealed, by the way.
Ones, yeah.
I've been trying to find one of those for a while. So I would be, after seeing these like instant sales, I'll probably be a lot more reactive for that reason. Because and also it's easier to look, look at past sales. Like how many of them have sold over the past couple of years. Like on eBay, you can go on TerraPeek. So if you're an eBay seller, you can look at sales up to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that helps you understand how many are out there, how many have been sold. eBay gives you a really good idea of what's been sold over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So understanding that, it's really important.
Like Heritage or Golden, that's a good place for collectibles as well to see how things have sold.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And Golden Heritage and Golden as well, definitely. So things like that, I know there's going to be more of them probably popping up. So even if one popped up for $1,000, I'm not going to pay that. I won't pay that. I'll pay maybe a little bit above all-time high, but I won't go like crazy. Like, oh, this is my only time to ever get it.
No, it's like
no. You just got to be patient. You got to be patient, and sometimes you got to let things go. It's the unfortunate reality of the situation, but let things go. Other things will pop up.
Yeah, and also just having a good idea of what things are valued at, or what you're willing to pay for something, so that if something does pop up, you can just if it's in your budget, or if it's in the range that you're looking for, you can just buy it right away without having to waste time researching and trying to figure out having a good idea going in and being ready for when those things pop up. It definitely makes it easier to be able to just get them.
Yeah, it does make it a little harder though. I would say with digital collectibles, it makes it harder because we do know that some of these are true one-of-ones. Like when we bought an auction, the 1977 lightsaber, the Luke Skywalker lightsaber, that's always going to be a first edition. There's only going to be one of those in existence. So when that went to auction, it was tough because unlike eBay, you can put in like a high bid and it'll only go like the minimum bid for the second bidder. So if you bid like 10,000 in, but somebody bids 3,000, then it'll only go like $3,005. Like on eBay. Whereas on VeVe right now, it's whatever number you put in is the number that it sells for.
Yeah.
So that was really tough for us to assess, like what could this sell for? What should we put in? It was hard, man. We were like going back and forth for so many. We were like at one point putting way higher number, but we're just overextending ourselves.
Yeah.
But we do understand that was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we got fortunate. We put in the right number because I had actually screenshot. I saw the second bid. It was like maybe $600 higher or so, but it wasn't too high. And honestly, I was okay with that. Yeah, I think we all were. So
I was literally in the middle of a Pisco like vineyard tour in Peru while all this was going down. Like I'm like on the phone with Sean and I'm like, dude, like I'm in the middle of a tour. Like, well, what's going on? He's like, it's an auction. We got to like I'm stepping away from the tour. I'm like drinking my Pisco.
Yeah. It's gonna be very hard to get. It's gonna be very hard to part with that one. I will say.
We've got some good offers for it. So
yeah, we've gotten some offers for it, but unfortunately, we have very high conviction for that one, so we're gonna hold on to it. So, anyways, back to your point. Yeah, it's tough sometimes. You just have to assess your budget. Could we potentially see this again? Because I will say there's things that I've seen. Like we've gotten multiple Academy screeners, like sealed Academy screeners of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah.
When we first got it, it was graded on Hakes Auctions, and I'm like, we're probably never going to see this again. We were able to get 4 more after that sealed. Yeah. I have not seen another one since, but we pretty much have cleared out the entire supply of Academy screeners, and a lot of them are actually signed now.
Yeah,
which is really cool. Yeah. Actually, I'll just show that one real quick. Hold on, so let me grab that shit.
Yeah,
he wants to show off real bad. Just show you the signatures.
Yeah, but other ones like Harry Potter. We have like a couple Harry Potters, VHS, made from the first movie, Academy screeners. Like that's like something we saw that and we're like, yeah, like instantly buy it. Like honestly, the price doesn't even matter. Like it's like there's so few of these that are going to exist, and yeah, there you go.
This is cool. So it's a for your consideration Academy screener of Return of the King, and if you look on the back. Says for your consideration, which is like best picture, best actor, original score, etc. It's tied for the most Oscars ever, which was I think it was like 10 or 11, maybe more, maybe 12, I think. However, it's the only film ever in Oscar history to sweep the Oscars. It won every single category that was nominated for. So it's sealed, and what's really cool is also signed by all 4 of the Hobbits, Andy Serkis, who played Gollum, and also John Rhys Davies, who played Gimli, and also the tree nymph, right? Tree nymph, is that right? Treebeard? Treebeard. Thank you, Treebeard. Yeah. This is like. Unfortunately, there's no grading companies that grade double-sided tapes right now.
Yeah, I know.
So when that does happen, yeah, we're excited for that. So hopefully, CGC, fingers crossed, you guys do that and get your JSA and yellow labels out, huh?
Yeah.
We
got signatures for you. Yeah.
That was cool. That was a fun experience because we were able to meet all of them in person and get it signed and talking about the Academy screener. Like Sean Astin was really nerding out over it.
Yeah.
He thought that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
anyways, yeah. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, sure.
What do you guys think about the Amazing Spider-Man M&M cover?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Is
that
it around 2K right now? Wow.
Yeah.
Now, that cover is awesome.
I remember when that first came out. I tried to get it. I couldn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Eminem. I mean, he's one of the greatest artists of our generation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I respect that guy so much. I think he's incredibly talented in every way. That comic is super cool.
It's really cool. It's really limited too, right?
Yeah, I think it's only maybe, I don't know how many actually there are. Probably a couple thousand, maybe, or 1,000. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So don't hold me on the numbers, but it's a very cool comic. In terms of value, those modern comics are tough to gauge. Yeah. They're so tough to gauge. I don't know. Yeah. I personally wouldn't pay that much for it. But if you're a passionate fan,
there's a special intersection of people who love comics and also love Eminem who are
totally
spend a lot of money on it, so.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad purchase at all, by the way. I mean, I just don't.
It's a cool thing to have in your
collection. It's a lot of money. If you can afford it and you love the comic and you just want it in your collection, awesome. But in terms of value, I don't know. It's really tough to say. Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of comics, modern comics dipping hard, and the ones that we are going to recover, pop culture value, relevance. Those are all the things. Like Miles Morales is probably down like 60 or 50 or 60% of its all-time high. No, more than that. I think 70%. That's another thing that a lot of people don't really think about. There's a lot of cards and physical collectibles, comics that are way down from their all-time highs. Yeah. We're not just seeing it from digital collectibles. There are a lot of sports cards that are down like 90% too. Like that's Gem Mint 10s. So, yeah, we're seeing it across the board, guys. It's important to think about that.
Yeah.
100% agree. VeVe has pumped awareness to physicals, open new audiences, and it's growing the space. How many people even knew about MC1 before it existed? I'm so glad you brought that up, Chris. That's something that we've talked about too. And it's funny because we've talked to Ali from Elite Comics 11 and other physical comic collectors, and they've talked about why are people so excited about that comic? Like, it has a lot of historical value and it's very valuable, very scarce, but it doesn't have any pop culture value. And that's what VeVe's done. It's brought pop culture value to that comic because everyone on the app knows about it.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands of new people know about that comic now because of VeVe, which is crazy to think about.
I didn't know about that comic before VeVe. I had no idea.
Me either.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yo, what's up, Omar?
Hey, Omar. How you doing?
Oh, big shout out to Clever Jerk. What's up, man? Thanks for joining.
Hey.
Awesome. Appreciate you, bud. Thanks for
glad you're here.
Great guy.
Hey,
Jason,
yo, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Jimbo. Yo.
Good to see you, sir. Little masters.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Jimbo. Nice.
What?
That's a
dude.
Wow.
Oh, man. Nick, you're having beer for your birthday today.
Yeah. Beers on everyone.
Beers on everyone.
Thank you so much. That is unbelievable.
Dude, thank you so much, Jimbo Lee. Oh, dude, thank you.
Give us some questions. Give us some
questions you got.
I mean, we don't mind money, but give us questions.
Yeah, I know. A lifetime free questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Super nice of you. Very generous of you.
Thank you so much, man. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So the going back to what we were talking about earlier with AR. Here's a reference of what we were talking about. So this is what it looked like. And these things are just going to be glasses on your face.
Yeah.
And this is
that was literally their whole design point was with the technology we have today, don't worry about money. Can you make just a wearable pair of glasses that shows stuff like this? And it turns out you can. It's expensive. It's going to cost a lot, but you can actually do it right now if you wanted to. So that just means that moving forward, it's going to be easier and easier to make something like this. And that's what I love about this. It's not just a demo of, hey, look what we can do. It's, hey, look, if we can do this now, wait a few years, wait till things start getting smaller and more affordable, and we can start building upon that. And that to me is like what I love about this. Is it's a great way of showing, hey, look, we can do this, and it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
And it's very it's very impressive.
I mean, I will say this: it takes a lot to impress Kev. He's not impressed easily. like
this,
I was very clear about that. Hearing Kevin say that is his eyes.
Like I wasn't as impressed with like the apples headset as I went for this one.
Yeah. Did you try apples yet though?
I ended up actually trying it. It was okay. Like it looks good in terms of fidelity, but it's so limited on what you were able to do with it that it was just like it just sort of felt like there wasn't the structure there for it yet, and it was heavy. It's
so heavy. Yeah, I tried it at Consensus, like one of the there's like a Web3 gaming company that like had some like experience that they built with it, and it was like super clunky and like didn't work really well. And I was like using this thing, and I was like my neck was hurting. Like I accidentally like walked into Nick because I didn't see him there because it didn't have the transparency. Like
did you have the transparency off?
Yeah, like the transparency off. So I walked right into him, and like I was like, yeah, this probably isn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there eventually, but this isn't.
Oh yeah. Like the next version or the version even after that will be. That'll be the version to go.
You know, Apple's working hard to make sure that they're going to appease the masses.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt on that, and especially, and this is what we've been talking about too: competition. Yeah, competition coming in. Now, Sony's working on their version. You're having all these different companies. They understand they're putting millions, if not billions, of dollars into this technology. They know this is the future. They're excited about it, and they're seeing what's going on behind the scenes. Like they're seeing this stuff every day. Like this is normal to them now, probably for most of them. And right now, for us, it's kind of like we've been speculating on it because of the digital collectibles. We're excited about it, but it's still hard to process. But man, This is the kind of tech we've been wanting to see for the past couple of years. It's going to take more time to get there, but it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, does anybody have any more questions?
Come on, guys, give us some questions, huh?
There you go.
I like this one. Uncle Dude, it would be nice if you could sell a bundle of comics instead of one at a time. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Instead of like, if you have 100 comics, it's not fun selling one at a time. No, now imagine selling physical comic books.
Yeah, and doing that one at a time.
Yeah, and doing that one at a time. And those are also other reasons why I'm just very bullish on digital comic books.
Totally.
It really comes down to, I think, display, being able to display these things. That's really enjoy them in real life, or even in the metaverse when that eventually comes out. But yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that's interesting. Some of the bundles would be very cool. Like, here's like 5 and it's cheaper than doing one at a time. I think whenever you can make offers, hopefully that ecosystem can kind of go hand in hand and be built together simultaneously. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Is it
that was fun, dude.
That was super fun, guys.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
But yeah, if we got no more questions, then let's
Everyone out there, if you're watching this later and you came back and watched this, just think of some questions and come. If you can't answer them, just comment them on our post when we announce these sessions. And yeah, we'd love to answer your questions. It'd be a lot of fun.
Just in the comments on YouTube if you want to throw some questions in there.
Yeah. 100%. And also a big shout out to Dan and Jimbo Lee. Thank you so much for the donations.
Thank you guys.
Really
that was awesome.
Yeah. One more question from Uncle Dude. Top 3 Spider-Man comics on the VeVe app other than AF-15. You're on our ranking system.
ASM1. ASM1.
Yeah. Just pull up the ranking.
I mean, they're actually literally on our ranking system. You can just go on. I think we need to probably figure out a way to put it on our website because it's not on our website right now, but on our link tree, it's on our, if you go our Comics and Crypto on our link tree, yeah, you can still see our ranking system. It hasn't disappeared. It's still up. The spreadsheet's still there. So feel free to
the numbers might be a little off for floor prices because it's hard to keep those consistently up to date with so many.
Yeah, these are all manually put in by us. So yeah, just definitely reference the rankings. And again, don't take it. We're basically assessing in real life value, in real life total editions, digital total editions, digital value,
popularity of the characters,
FAs. So there's a lot of things that we put into assessment here. And again, this just gives you a frame of reference. We're not saying that one comic is more important than the other. Some are more valuable than others that are ranked higher. But again, it comes down to popularity. Like Ultimate Fallout 4 is ranked pretty high. It's like top 25 or top 30. But you have some other comics that are below that are worth more. Well, it's because they're more scarce. They're much more scarce. Mm-hmm. So yeah. If you look at market caps, Ultimate Fallout 4 as a 9.8 is like crushes most comics right now. It's not even close because there's like 5,000 9.8s. It's not a scarce comic. But definitely go into our link tree, Comics and Crypto, and you'll see VeVe comic rankings. And we'll definitely figure out ways to put that on our website as well, potentially. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. I really appreciate it. It's like, thank you. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll definitely look forward to do this again next week. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
All right, guys. See you in the next one. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.